Now we come to agriculture and farming. So what is the difference between agriculture and farming? What is agriculture first? Let's understand.
May I?
Yeah, please do.
Ma'am, the cultivation of plants and breeding of animals.
Mm-hmm.
And ma'am, sorry ma'am, not breeding, rearing of animals.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Anyone else? Kavya?
Agriculture is basically the action of growing crops. Farming is a work, a process that is done by people for crops to grow, and agriculture is the whole industry and the outcome and the result.
Mm-hmm. Okay, good. Good try. Kirtana?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Do you want to contribute? What is agriculture? What is farming?
Agricultural farming is the production of crop from the beginning stage to the end stage, so it includes all the processes.
Mm-hmm. And then what is farming?
Farming is the cultivation of the crop.
Okay. Okay.
Ma'am,
So
may I add a
actually,
point?
yes, sure.
Ma'am, agriculture and farming are the same.
Okay. All right. That's an intelligent thing to say. Okay, fine.
Excuse me, ma'am, may I also
Yes, please do.
Ma'am, I think agricultural is more of cash crops and all, and farming is more of food crops.
To an extent, yes. Okay, fine. Okay. Now, first, let me, start with farming, right? So what is farming? Farming means, again, taking care of something, right? Taking care of things which would be done on a large scale. Again, of course, for commercial purpose, right? So farming could be of plants, it could be of animals, right? Don't we say animal farms? Yes, livestock, correct. Don't we say animal farms? Right? So agriculture is just a part of farming, right? What is the word meaning of the word agri? Agri means field, or right, field. And culture, we know, taking care of it right from the time it is, small till, till it's a sapling, till it's like harvested, right? So just like agriculture, what do we have? Sericulture. What is sericulture? What is sericulture? Naisha?
The
growth of silk and stuff.
Yes. Then what is pisciculture? Alex? Alex?
Pisciculture is of fish.
Fishes, correct.
Yes,
So,
ma'am.
so now can you understand farming is actually the word, the key word. From there, under that we have agriculture, sericulture, pisciculture, and the different kinds of cultures. Right? We also have, poultry farms, isn't it? We have poultry farms.
Ma'am, viticulture also.
Sorry?
Ma'am, viticulture, cultivation of grapes.
Viticulture, is it? Oh, okay. I have never heard that word actually before. So yes, so we have different kinds of cultures all falling under farming. So that is what is the difference between agriculture and farming. Okay, farming would include plants and animals, whereas agriculture would be specifically to plants or crops. Okay. Now, going to food from plants. We receive so many different kinds of food from plants, isn't it? Okay, one did you know kind of a question that I would want to ask. We always get food from two different sources. One is from plants and
Animals.
the other animals. Very good. So is there anything else that we eat and which do not come from either one of these? Just guess, think.
No, ma'am.
Did all of you think?
Then would mushrooms come under plants?
Very good, Veda. Excellent. So there's something called, fungi, bacteria, and viruses, these actually neither fall into the plant kingdom nor into the animal kingdom. That's the reason why we are having a very tough time with these coronavirus, because we really do not know how to handle it. It's neither a plant nor an animal nor a bacteria, not a fungi, but a virus. And a virus, when it stays, no, we don't eat virus. We don't eat virus. I'm just talking about the category. But we do eat a few fungi and bacteria. Viruses are really weird, right? Yeah, so weird, when I say weird, that means, when a virus stays outside, right? When it stays outside, it is dead, right? But the moment it gets into the body of any living organism, it gets alive. Why? Because it gets the shelter, it gets food, and it gets, it gets into a host body and it starts behaving in weird patterns. And most of the time it destroys or destructs the host. Correct, yes. Right? So actually mushroom falls under the category of fungi. Right? So that is, that is something which I thought I'll just bounce off all of you. Okay. Now the food that we get from plants, has been categorized into a few sections. They are cereals, they are pulses, and they are fruits and vegetables. Right? So these are a few segments, broad segments, I would say, which has been categorized on the type of food. I'm just talking about food, which we get from the plants.
Cereals are difficult. Cereals are basically grains, it's like grains we use in our everyday life, what we call grains. For example, wheat and rice, they're not something like all together. They're just like grains we use.
Correct. So basically these are the grains, and normally it's been seen that, these grains give in a lot of carbohydrates to us. Of course, there are other aspects also, like there is, fiber, minerals, vitamins, little bit of proteins, at times also little water, oil in it. But mostly it is seen that it contributes to the majority of the carbohydrate in our body. Right? And these are most of the times, these are also contributed as the main, as the main course or the main part of the meal. For example, the rice, the bread, the roti, the naan, the paratha. So what are these made out of? These are all made out of cereals. Even if you have to take out, the continental breakfast, oats, corns, right? So these are all basically cereals. These have high amount of starch, carbohydrate in it, along with fibers, minerals, vitamins, and proteins. Right? So here are a few examples of cereals like wheat, paddy, maize, oats, millets, where India has got a rich source, actually a collection of millets, like the fox millet, the finger millet, the foxtail millet. There's innumerable millets, and it has been found that, the millets are one of the best. These are considered to be superfood now. Right? Millets are considered to be superfoods. Like the quinoa. Quinoa is also a millet. Right? So that's about cereals. Now we go to pulses. What are pulses?
Pulses are mostly in the form of seeds. So some examples of pulses can be beans, peas, and we usually cook the pulses.
Not necessarily, yeah. Most of the time we cook, but there are also pulses which are sprouted. Right? The chana dal, the moong dal, the different kind of chole, you know, they are also sprouted, and sprouts are considered to be again superfoods, which are extremely, you know, they are very good reservoirs of protein, right? Akshat, when I say quinoa, quinoa is basically a cereal. It is considered to be a superfood because of its innumerable benefits, right? So quinoa can be eaten in breakfast, lunch, or dinner, right? It has got high amounts, along with carbs and starch, it has got a high amount of vitamins and minerals. It is also considered to be a very good food for diabetes because the glycemic index is also pretty decent. Okay. Okay. So basically when we talk about pulses, pulses are extremely rich in protein, right? All the dal that we eat is all pulses. The chana dal, the moong dal, the Bengal gram, the besan, the sattu, you know, these are all powdered version of the dal. Tur dal, moong dal, you know, masoor dal. You just name, and you know, all the dals that you find is all pulses. That's the reason why it's also considered that you should have 1 katori of dal every day. And because, you know, growing children need to have protein, high amounts of protein. And if one can take one katori, as in 2 katoris of dal every day, nothing like it. Right? Because, you know, till 18 years, growing period is still on. You grow, pick up height, your nails, your hair, everything is growing. So you need to have a lot of protein for them to give space and for the cells to, you know, to strengthen up the cells, right? So along with the protein, of course, they also have fibers because, you know, if you have seen seeds, there's something called a seed coat that contributes to the fiber of the pulses. They are extremely good in minerals, vitamins, and of course they also have a little bit of starch and fat in it. Cotyledons, yes, the cotyledon is what we eat. Yes, Ronak, what is the question? Shoot.
Ma'am, what's the difference between cereals and pulses then?
So that's what I was saying. That's the reason why I asked you this question. You know, cereals contribute to carbohydrates. Pulses mainly have protein. Cereals are used as main food. The rice, the roti, the bread, and whatever we eat along with that, you know, is pulses or fruits or vegetables. But cereals are the main component when it comes to, you know, Indian diet, or even, you know, abroad, be it Oriental, be it continental, European, wherever. The main, the staple diet is always a cereal. In India, it is either rice, roti, paratha, the staple diet. If you go towards the west, the bread is the cereal. Bread is the staple diet. Oriental countries, China, Japan, again noodles. It is also made out of maida or rice at times, rice noodles. So that is also the staple diet, right? If you go towards Japan, again noodles, a little bit of rice, sticky rice. So these are all cereals. Cereals always form the staple diet, the main diet of any region. Pulses, fruits, vegetables, these are accompaniments, right?
Okay,
Cereals
ma'am.
have carbs because if you remember, if you have known, if you have studied nutrition, you must be knowing that we get the maximum amount of energy from fats and carbohydrates, right? But we cannot consume too much of fat. That's
Yes,
the
ma'am.
reason why we need to consume a lot of carbs to give us constant energy. If you see for the breakfast, lunch, and dinner, what do you have? Alex, tell me, what do you have for breakfast?
Cereal, sometimes bread, I guess.
Yeah, bread. So what is the cereal that you have?
Cornflakes.
Cornflakes. So that is corn. Corn is a cereal, right? So cornflakes is a cereal. Okay. Now, Kavya, what do you have for lunch?
I have rice and dal.
Rice and dal. You said rice and dal. Why didn't you say dal and rice? We always say the main item of the staple food first, rice and dal. Even Alex said bread first. You know, maybe with bread he had butter, or bread and egg, but bread came first, right? Naisha, what do you have for dinner usually?
Rice or roti with a sabzi or a dal.
Rice or roti along with sabzi or dal, right? So this is
Yeah.
your mains. The main are like rice and roti. Along with that you have fruits and veggies as in the sabzi or the dal, which is a pulse, right? So have you seen in all the three cases the cereals are the main part, which gives us carbohydrate, starch. It gives us, you know, very good amount of energy. Along with that we have the accompaniments. So pulses is one of the accompaniments, but this is very high in protein. Especially vegetarians who do not consume non-vegetarian food, for them pulses are a must. So is it clear? Are cereals and pulses, the difference between them, is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah? Okay. So going next to fruits and vegetables, which is very easy. We all know that, you know, fruits and vegetables have the maximum deposits of minerals and vitamins, you know, carbohydrates, right? One thing which they forgot to write is that it has got the highest amount of fiber, as in roughage. Yes or no? Be it oranges, which has got the orange pulp has got so much of roughage in it, be it spinach, be it you know, pomegranate, be it watermelon, you name it, and it has got a lot of fiber and roughage in it, right? Fruits as well as vegetables. So these are also grown, you know, these are also food that we get from the plants, right? So these are also grown for agricultural purposes.